Happy Wednesday evening, everyone. It's 21 News Chief Meteorologist Eric Wilhelm here with Valley's most in-depth weather forecast. It's Weather for Weather Geeks. We don't have a tremendous amount of real highly impactful weather to talk about over the next week, although if you have some autumnal outdoor plans this weekend, whether it be a hayride or going pumpkin picking or anything like that, the weather doesn't look too great for the upcoming weekend. In the meantime, it was a chilly day today, 46 this afternoon after starting out at 37 degrees. This morning, our averages are 58 and 39, so we were below average in the high temperature department today. Also, a spritz and a sprinkle, passing quick little shower remains a possibility this evening. A lot of this isn't even quite reaching the ground, but I can't rule out a couple of raindrops out there this evening. We have kind of a lake effect regime continuing. If it were the middle of winter, as I said last night, we'd be talking about flurries. It's October, so they're rain showers, but it's the same idea. We have cool air going over the relatively warm waters of the Great Lakes, picking up some moisture, causing some clouds to form, and leading to a little bit of precipitation. There's a lot more precipitation to our south and west this evening. It's a pretty good rainstorm out into parts of Texas, up into Oklahoma, and into Kansas as well. This is all coming east, and this will eventually become a pretty decent nor'easter. Now, contrary to popular belief, in some respects, nor'easters don't have to be snowstorms. Nor'easters just have to be, are mostly referring to the track of an area of low pressure, a strong area of low pressure coming up along and near the eastern seaboard. Don't always produce big amounts of snow, but this will turn into a pretty classic nor'easter for New England, bringing them some lousy weather for the start of the weekend. Our weather won't be as bad as maybe, say, New York City or Boston on Saturday, but still, we've got some chilly, damp weather to kick off the final weekend of October this weekend. It's going to be a cold night tonight. Those clouds, those lake effect clouds, will finally get the boot later on tonight as high pressure noses in. That will allow the sky to clear. Nice full moon up there tonight, and yeah, it's going to turn pretty cold. 30, 31, 32, pretty common by daybreak tomorrow morning. Tomorrow afternoon will once again be cooler than average, although maybe a little bit warmer than today. I think some backyards will touch 50 before the afternoon is through on your Thursday. So high pressure drifts across. We'll see an increase in high clouds, I think, as we go through the middle of the day and into the afternoon tomorrow, making kind of a milky sky. The clouds will win the battle towards the end of the day, but no rain coming out of these clouds for a while. I think Friday will be pretty cloudy, but we avoid the raindrops during the course of the day. As we get into Friday evening, what I can't rule out is a little of this moisture on the backside of our developing nor'easter. Can't rule out a little of this moisture sneaking in Friday evening, but the better chance of wet weather by far and away is going to be late Friday night and heading into the day on Saturday. So we've had to allow for the chance of a little wet weather for high school football this Friday evening. Of course, lots of big games here in the final weekend of October, and one thing for sure, it's going to be chilly. The rain chances may not be that high at this point, but I can't rule it out either, so we're going to include it in the forecast as a possibility for Friday evening. Youngstown State, 2 o'clock kickoff against Indiana State on Saturday, and the rain again more likely this day. Not a very nice day. Gusty breeze, temperatures no higher than mid-40s, and a pretty good chance of seeing showers coming and going throughout the course of Saturday. There is no warm-up in sight over the next 7 days. Little bob up into the mid-50s on Friday, another one by the middle of next week, but for the most part, each of the next 7 days, yeah, quite a bit cooler than average for the tail end of October. What about as we roll into November? I've been talking about this during Weather for Weather Geeks this week. I do think we'll see a pattern change, however briefly, during the opening several days of November. Notice the cool reacclimates itself out west, and then the eastern U.S. sees the warm temperature anomalies here, according to the CFS model, Climate Forecast System model. This is valid for Halloween through the 5th of November. We'll roll this forward, and yeah, it probably stays fairly mild for a time. Now, I don't think this produces 70s or anything like that, but some 50s a good bet, and I can't even rule out temperatures might visit the 60s on a couple occasions early in November. When we look at November as a whole, this is the forecast for all of November, according to the CFS. It would advertise a warmer than average month, mostly perhaps based on the warm start to the month. But right now, this modeling, a lot of the other modeling is showing a pretty moderate, I would say, warm signal for the month of November. There will be cool days, of course, but it may end up shaking out as a warmer than average month. As October may as well, despite not having a warmer than average temperature here since the 11th, and every day through the rest of the month will probably be cooler than average. We might still end up for October running a little bit warmer than average. That's because of the remarkable warmth we had during the opening 10 days of October. All right, I'll see you tomorrow night on the Thursday evening edition of Weather for Weather Geeks. Thanks as always for watching, and have a great Wednesday night.